Well, 8 years after his stunning upset of Hillary Clinton, 4 years after Joe Biden evicted him from the White House, the former president is about to return to power on the back of a victory that swept across the key early voting battleground states and improved on his electoral margins and much of America. He claimed what he called an unprecedented and power of mandate to govern. Gary looks now at how this extraordinary political comeback has come about. 4 years ago, Donald Trump left the White House without even attending Joe Biden's inauguration, his attempt to overturn the election having failed. But now he is back making history as only the second president to win two non-consecutive terms in office. It was more than 9 years ago when Donald Trump entered the political fray, unpending the Republican Party and winning its nomination for the 2016 presidential election with too many shocking rhetoric that would become his trademark. They are bringing crime, they are rapists. But to the surprise of many, perhaps even the candidate himself, Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton and at his inauguration continued with the same dark tone. This America carnage stops right here and stops right now at home and abroad. His presidency was a controversial one. He battled with the courts over a Muslim travel ban, over separating migrants from their children at the border, and was investigated by a special counsel over Russian influence, something he called a witch hunt and a hoax. He also became only a third president in history to be impeached over accusation of holding up military aid to Ukraine for his own political ends. So the Senate did not convict him. A booming economy was brought to a sudden standstill with the coronavirus pandemic hit in his final year in office. Vaccines were produced in record time, but still more than a million Americans died of COVID-19. Donald Trump himself was struck down by the virus but recovered, returning to the White House and to fight for his re-election. But he refused to accept defeat, ironically claiming that the election had been stolen, and if you don't fight like hell, you are not going to have a country anymore. His supporters stormed the Capitol. The violence shocked America and the world. After the January and the 6th riots, he became the only US president to have been impeached twice out of office. He survived scandals that would have ended most political careers. He faced multiple court cases, both criminal and civil, and was convicted of covering up hush money payments to a porn star. Running again, he steamrolled his Republican opponents, the Total Initiative, and mocked Joe Biden during their debate over the president's performance of President Trump. I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. In July, Donald Trump came within inch of losing his life. A would-be assassin bullet just grazed his ear, leading to a triumphant moment of the 45th president. Days later, he formally accepted the Republican nomination to take on Joe Biden, though before the week was out, President Biden has stood aside in favor of his vice president. Immediately, the personal attacks began directed at her intelligence and her race. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn back. Carl Harris and President Donald Trump are just moment. A debate did little to shift the momentum either way, and the two remain neck and neck in the polls right up to election day. Will Donald Trump has vowed to begin the biggest ever deportation of migrants in history. He is also promised to end the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. He has not said how he will do either of these things. He has also said he take revenge on his political opponents, America. Thank you.